told you I was going to wake up in the middle of the night. No, I don't know what time it is, but it can't be very late. You guys realize that this YouTube thing that you know, life provided me the opportunity to do, you know, because YouTube came into existence and whatnot, and I had the ability to do it, you know, as it gave me an outlet to channel my energy into something constructive. Now, granted, I didn't make any money at it, but this thing's more important than money. It gave me like a sense of like connection. Obviously, it provided me endless amounts of catharsis, and I was able to connect with the world, at least the world at large, at least in some way. I did the same thing with my Alicia's World, my stripping channel that was far more than just a stripping channel. My EarthCam TV in 2001. However, the difference between YouTube and that, the main difference, I mean, there's a lot of differences obviously, but I would always get shit-faced before doing Alicia's World, okay? I don't have to do that with YouTube. I just sit here and I mostly just talk, and I express myself, and I laugh and I cry and I vent and I discuss my philosophies of life, and that lawyer said the first words out of her mouth, "How did you get so many views?" That's not an easy answer. I had to briefly, and no one's going to understand, mention the Chad Kruger thing, because that's how this all started. But no one's going to understand that. You know what I mean? But how I ultimately got so many views is because I'm real. I told her that. Because I was flustered. I was like, I actually called her after when I was waiting at the train station to get on the train, but I wanted to tell her, that my shelter friend, who sees the slur as well, said she believes that Auntie and Uncle are conspiring to drive me nuts. And it's working. And then the lawyer was like, well, that's what I felt too. That, again, it's all, I don't know what to believe anymore about anything. All I know is that I am grateful for YouTube, and if it was suddenly snatched, viciously snatched away from me, I would do something else. YouTube's not the only thing out there. Again, I have a fan base, and I have, you know what I mean? I would do something else. I'm known now as Alicia Roll, and, I would have my own website. But it allowed me to channel my energies into something constructive. It certainly wasn't anything non-constructive, you know what I mean? And it certainly didn't take me away from doing anything, I can't even imagine if I didn't have YouTube. I would be even more trapped inside of my own head and thoughts and whatnot than I am even with YouTube, even with this ability, this outlet to channel my channel my energies, channel my frustrations, my anger, my rage, my whatever, I know I'm not alone in my failings in regards to myself, but it ain't easy being me. I'm just a mess. when that stranger somehow got Hope's number. Don't understand any of that either. I'll never understand. But regardless, when Hope found out, because a stranger reported me to Hope, and she was like, "You talked about us out on the," and I said something, and I said, I made friends out there. They're not your friends. Yeah, they sure as fuck are. Some of them. They don't torment me like you do. They don't go from being my friend to being my enemy and back and forth and sadistic and driving me insane. And they care, and they recognize that I am justified in not wanting you to feed Omar tons of potato chips. That I'm not crazy, that I'm not being an overprotective. Or imagine if you had a kid, you know what I mean? YouTube didn't just help me channel my energies in a constructive manner. It gave me a place to find out I wasn't alone. It gave me an opportunity to share my existence and to have other people share their existence with me. Because remember, people would private message me. I understand what you're going through, blah, blah, whatever. But a lot of the comments regards to Donald and Hope and whatnot that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how they're treating you. You are not insane. They're insane. You know what I mean? And that's priceless. When I was feeling so, you cannot put a price on that. You can't put a price on that. And back in 2001, when I'd get EarthCam TV, it wasn't like it is nowadays where your webcam channels, you can talk and whatnot, okay? Obviously, they're all involving, mostly, a lot of them involve sex, too, but I was never any part of that and would never be any part of that, but, back then you couldn't talk, so people could only watch me. I couldn't interact. I couldn't talk to them. They couldn't hear my voice or hear me sing my songs or recite my poetry or anything. So that's a big difference with YouTube and that channel. But that allowed me, to channel my frustrations and whatnot as well. Except I also used it as a replacement for when I used to go out dancing and drinking, and then, you know what I mean? It was certainly safer than going out dancing and drinking by myself and picking up men and whatnot, but I still was getting shit-faced, YouTube is amazing to me, its existence. Just as with Alicia's world, with this, I have fans from all over the world. People leave comments that I don't know what it means. I recently read a comment posted by somebody from another country. For all I know, it could have been saying the most derogatory thing in the world to me, but since I didn't know, I approved it. You know what I mean? I approved it. If I don't know you're saying something derogatory, I'll approve your comment, But really, derogatory comments, I don't approve. Occasionally I have, but the ones that tell me to go kill myself or the ones that are so vicious, if there's a little bit, I don't only approve positive comments, but really vicious ones, I don't approve them, and I block the person who posted them, I don't have to approve really vicious towards me comments. I'm talking really senseless viciousness, you know what I mean? I'm not like Pollyanna, where I only approve comments people post that say good things about me and don't say. I've approved plenty of comments where people say you need help or whatnot, but the really vicious ones, the ones I don't approve them, and I block the person who posted the comment, and that's my right. I don't have to approve really, really vicious towards me comments. And I don't have to allow that person to continue commenting under my videos. Obviously, that person has no compassion for me whatsoever, and I don't have to approve those types of comments. don't regret doing YouTube. And when I chose to tell my cousin about YouTube, because my mom had just said that I have a blog, or she had said something, or online, or whatever, I chose to tell my cousin, but I told her up front. I said, basically, don't ever, you have to accept me as I am. I've been doing this for years. I'm not going to stop. I told her up front. So it's not some big surprise to her or whatever, that when she was trying to get me to stop, or saying, you know, it's not helping us, it's giving them more ammo, you keep posting videos. Tough shit. It's not your business. We're not winning this fight with my mother anyway, in regards to my mother. We're losing it. You know, it's like, cares. Tired of it. But I told her up front, and I told her because my mom told her a little bit, so I decided to tell her the truth, okay? And she's not interested in shit like that. I asked her to watch one video just to get an idea, and I think she watched the one video and that was it. She's not interested. She would never do something like this. And she would never do something like this. She's a very private person, and that's her choice. Everybody's different. That's what makes the world go around. Okay, but I did tell her up front. It was a warning. Heed my warning. If you ever get on my case about my YouTube, you're going to regret it, because I'm not going to put up with it. You know, you just entered my life after a 20-year hiatus from my life, you know? I mean, you're not going to sit there and judge me when you don't judge what you don't understand. Okay? I need this. I need it. Like a drug. I need it. Of course I'm sad over the falling out with my cousin. But not sad enough to stop doing YouTube. Because she tells me to. Nobody on this planet except for law enforcement and the government is going to tell me what to do, period. Not in regards to something this important to me. I need it. And I recognize it could be taken away from me. I also recognize that it could bring a psycho killer to my doorstep. I take that chance, don't I? Because that's the world I unfortunately live in. I hate being here all by myself. Somebody might find me. I mean somebody bad. I hope that doesn't happen, obviously. But I still wouldn't regret doing YouTube. I wouldn't regret it. I believe it's kept my sorry ass alive. I believe it's helped me to remain saner than I would have otherwise been. I believe that 100%.